Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. My name is Gene Jake and today I am ranking my 5 favourite bad games on the Evercade. Now these are essentially games that aren't considered to be very good or considered to be terrible, but I found something to enjoy in some shape or form. Now this is just for fun. You might genuinely like these games, you might hate them, you might think I'm an absolute muppet for finding anything to enjoy in them. But maybe you're interested, maybe you're just going to laugh at my opinions, whatever, that's cool. Anyway, let's start with my favourite, not quite so bad game, and that is Bridge Strike. This is from Home Computer Heroes Collection 1. And most people are excited because it basically looks like River Raid but modernised. And that's roughly what it's going for. It is a bit slower and the collision detection can be a bit iffy, but yeah, I found something to enjoy in it, and once I got used to it and I got used to the collision detection, I didn't have any issues with it. Nothing major, the hitbox is just maybe a little bit bigger than you might ideally like. But even so, yeah, I managed to enjoy it when it came up as Katie's challenge on the Evercade Discord, and I played through it, got a ridiculous score by farming points and farming extra lives, but someone did a better score than me by being a bit more dedicated to taking hours farming than just repeating the same thing over and over to get this high score. But that's dedication for you. And next up is Skulljagger from Pico Collection 3. It's a Super Nintendo side-scrolling platformer thing where you play some sort of piratey looking dude who uses magical bubblegum. The graphics are not particularly good for a Super Nintendo game. It's just they're going for like a sort of a cartoony look and it doesn't quite work. It doesn't look as vibrant as most Super Nintendo games. The music's fine, the reaction and controls are fine. It's just the design's a bit weird. But the bosses are terrible. They're either really difficult or really easy when you work out how to cheese them. There's so many things technically wrong with the level design and all that, but yeah, you can have enough fun with it playing through it, and the bubblegum power-ups can be entertaining as well. It's not good, but I found something to enjoy with it. And then we get to Worms Blast. Now this puzzle Worms hybrid, a lot of people don't like, and when I first played it I thought it was terrible. And this is for the Game Boy Advance, by the way. I did mention that, did I? Who cares? Anyway, yeah, it's a weird hybrid. You'd think being Worms-like, you kind of take your time with that and you think, although you have got time limit, it's plenty of time to work out your moves. But because of the puzzle nature of it, especially when you're in battle mode, or doing anything competitive with it, you really need to kind of get a wiggle on and hurry through it. And again, this one came up in Katie's, and that was on the deathmatch mode. So yeah, you need to just get on with it. And basically, if you don't know the game and you don't know the power-ups, you've got no chance. So I went through the puzzle mode on it, or whatever it's called, the main single player thing, to learn the basics of the game. Went back to the deathmatch to try and get good at it, and found I did get good at it. I actually started to really enjoy it, but yeah, at first I absolutely hated it. It just felt so counterintuitive and awkward and janky, but yeah, it is actually quite a bit of fun. So anyway, next up we have Big Nose Freaks Out. I could include Big Nose the Caveman in here, but I prefer Freaks Out. So this is, it's an unofficial NES game by Codemasters, and it's on the Codemasters Collection. Yeah, you play Big Nose, and he's on a kind of like a uni-wheel or skateboard type thing, and you go through the levels. It's essentially Codemasters trying to do a Sonic clone. The graphics are kind of nice actually for the NES, flickering in places and all that. The level design is a bit, I suppose, Euro platformer style. It's kind of quite big and mazy, and not always the best thing, but again, you can have fun with it, collecting all the bits, finding the secrets. And then when you get the things that make you freak out, and basically, the screen is flashing and it's like, what the hell is going on? Okay, fair enough. And then there's some of the items you pick up, like the reverse controls, which reverse your controls for the remainder of the entire level that you're on. Sad because, most games you get reverse controls, after 30 seconds or something, it's gone. Nope, you got to keep going. That gets irritating, and some of the levels later on are very frustrating. But again, this came up in Katie's challenge, and I played through it. Actually found it's one of the better attempts at doing like a Sonic type game on the Evercade. This certainly for the NES, it moves pretty well. Yeah, it's just a fun game. Frustrating in places, but I absolutely didn't hate it. But again, it's another one that when I first played it, well yeah, this is kind of rubbish really. But I was wrong. I liked it. And my ultimate favourite bad game on the Evercade is the notorious Sword of Sedan. Yeah, at one point Kim Justice called it the worst game on the Mega Drive. Sword of Sedan. The graphics are big and bold. The sound effects are, they're alright. The music, well, there isn't. You just got this weird whistling bird chirp in the background. The animation is stiff. The game's an absolute arsehole as well, because it doesn't really tell you much. The controls are clunky. You behead the giants or not fall into a pit to an instant death is just ridiculous. But once you learn the potions and the combinations, and maybe with a bit of save state abuse, certainly for later on in the game, it can be quite, I say fun is an interesting choice of word, but I did have fun beating the game. I'd say once I learnt the potions, and it became quite satisfying pushing myself on to get further through the game. Yeah, it's not a great game. All these flaws with it are absolutely there, but I did manage to, I just did manage to enjoy playing through it, seeing it through to the end. And maybe it is because I am like a D&D fantasy type nerd and this sort of thing's up my street. But I'm also very glad that I never bought this back in the day, because it's one I did want to pick up as a kid, and I would have been gutted because it would have really annoyed me. So yeah, it's a bad game, but playing it on Evercade, I managed to enjoy it enough, and I'm absolutely glad it was on the Pico Collection 3. One of the real things I like about these Pico Collections is there are some good games on there, but there's some jank, and I will go through them, and I will find some fun in there if there's fun to be had with it. Okay, it's a big if, but I try. Anyway, that's enough for this silly little video. I just thought it'd be entertaining to do, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.